No, no. All right, guys, another bit of cardio, chatting about fitness, life. So actually today, it's pretty beautiful outside today. I'm in the west part of the country in the United States, and we're supposed to be getting a lot of snow right now, but the winter has been pretty dry. So it means we have really nice days right now when we shouldn't be having really nice days. But the weather's beautiful, so you take what you can get. So I'm doing my cardio today, just walking. I'm in my jeans again, barbell apparel. You gotta have stretchy jeans. Don't do your workouts in jeans if they're not stretchy. But also, I don't think you need to have workout outfits. I'm not a lady. I'm definitely a boy. I don't need outfits. So anyway, so what we're trying to do is use this time, this cardio time, to just talk through some ideas around fitness and life and supplementation, things like that. So if you don't know, my content is focused around faith and fitness. That's not the most popular, honestly, on any social media platform. Anytime you talk about Jesus or things around that, around the church, somehow it seems to get less eyes, less views, even though there's an obvious increase in interest around the world in Jesus, specifically in countries that are in Asia. But so my content is somebody's joining. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. We're just doing a little cardio. Talking about faith and fitness. I'm not sure why people get on here and say you're cute. Married, it's a little weird. Anyway, telling strangers they're cute is kind of off-putting to me. But thanks for joining. So we're just doing a little cardio. We're talking about fitness, talking about faith. I was talking about how the content from my channel in YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, or those are really the only ones I use. I don't use TikTok. The faith part of faith and fitness seems to get down-regulated pretty easily. So when we talk about fitness, somebody said, "Where you from, brother?" I am from the United States. I think you could tell that by my accent. Originally from the south part of the United States, Louisiana area, but now I'm in the western part of the country in the mountains, the kind of high desert, dry part. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. It says, "Bro, why do you look like a professional thief to me?" I don't know. How many thieves do you know? Do you know a lot of thieves? I'm not a thief. I think maybe a hoodie and a black hat, maybe. Looks like every thief in a movie, maybe. Maybe you're noticing patterns there, right? So definitely not a thief. Somebody said, "So young and already an American?" Already been an American my whole life. Greatest country on earth. If I say so. Your country may be the greatest country for you. That's amazing. You should love where you're from. How do I look like your uncle? I don't know, your uncle must be handsome. If I look like him, just kidding, man, totally joking. I'm probably old enough to be your uncle. You know, in the United States, there's that pattern or trend where they call older guys unk, like uncle. I'm old enough to definitely be an unk. So maybe I am your uncle, you just don't know it. I'm trying to read the comments here. It says, if it is morning, no man, it's afternoon here. Where I am, it's almost 4 in the afternoon. So I'm in the western part of the United States. So the sun will be setting here probably an hour and a half, around 5:30. The sun will start setting, get nice and dark. I'm in the mountains of the western part of the United States, and I'm looking for where I live. I'm looking for animals right now while I talk to you guys and sit on my treadmill, try to answer questions around faith, fitness. But I'll talk about anything, man. As long as it's positive. As long as it's positive. I know I get a lot of people on here from India and parts of Asia. Love India, love Asia. Been there many, many times. Been to India probably 40 times. I actually have a buddy here who's visiting, who lives in India right now. He lives in Hyderabad. So, says, where are you going? Man, I'm not going anywhere. Or unk. Yeah, where you going, man? Nowhere, bruh. So jokes aside, when you do cardio, are you measuring my beats per minute? Blood pressure, count steps? Take us through. Oh, that's a good question. So cardio is, there's 2 reasons to do cardio, okay? Well, yeah, 2 main reasons. Most people nowadays, when they do cardio, especially if you're on social media and you see people doing cardio, it's mainly to burn calories. So they're using it to create energy output so they can get rid of some of the extra fat. You know, if you do like slow cardio, walking, counting steps with a controlled diet, it's a very good way to burn excess calories with not a lot of energy, okay? I am not counting steps because I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm doing cardio for the other reason, which is cardiorespiratory fitness. So I want my heart, blood vessels, and my body to use oxygen really well, which is a good sign of health. All right, so a couple ways to do that. You can do long, slow walking, like I'm doing now, where I can still talk, but I'm slightly out of breath. Do that for a long time. I try to do that for an hour at a time. Or you do like sprints or something where your output is really, really, really high to help create a higher VO2 max, which is like, you know, you can use more oxygen at higher rates, use it more efficiently, right? I like to, one, that's good for longevity. Your VO2 max and just your cardiorespiratory fitness is highly tied to just your health in general, okay? If you get out of breath just walking around, you probably don't have great cardiovascular fitness, which means you're just not fit, which is a negative towards longevity, okay? So I do it for longevity, and then I also do it because I like to do martial arts. I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I plan on competing later this year, so I've got to be in shape, right? You can't just go out there and wrestle other people and then just run out of gas and then you lose, right? So we're fit for life. We're also fit for our hobbies. Does that make sense? Hopefully that helps. What's your take on Afghanistan? It's a mess. I'm not sure if America helped make it a mess, Taliban helped make it a mess, right? I think Afghanistan is they're a very tough people. Everybody's tried to rule them. The only people who have successfully ruled in Afghanistan are the Taliban, which are usually other Afghanis. So I think Afghanistan is probably a beautiful place. I'm not a Muslim, so I don't necessarily understand everything about the culture. But that's my take. I don't know. I've never been to Afghanistan because when I started traveling as a young man, Afghanistan was not a place you could get to, right? I've been to India, I've been to Nepal, Malaysia, other places around the country like that, but never Afghanistan. So, all right, what we go here? He says, God bless you, brother. Remember, you have power of your mind and outside events. Realize this and you find strength. Thank you. Yeah, definitely, man. Always looking for strength. Thank you for the encouragement. Says, what about Indians? Love Indians. Love Indians. Been all over India. Not all of India, right? Been to Delhi, been to Mumbai, Madurai, down in Tamil Nadu, down in Kerala, up in Bihar. So, been all over, man. Guntur, you know. But one time, I'm gonna tell you this thing though. I made the mistake of going to India one time in like April or May. It was so hot the roads were melting, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, Indians walk around like it's normal. White people around here melting, just melting. It was so hot, my shoes were sticking to the street, right? Like, I saw a lady try to take off running across the street. Her flip-flop stayed on the road and her feet just kept going. So let me just say, India's hot, okay? It's hot. And there's a lot of people. So, but I love India. It's a beautiful place. Let me say, Jesus loves you, man. He loves you too. Thank God for Jesus. I don't know where we'd be without him. We'd be in a lot of trouble, I'll tell you that right now. Let me see what we got. Have you ever been to Himachal Shimla Mountains? Nope. Where is that? Where is that? Sounds interesting. I see an Indian flag. So is that, I'm guessing is that in the northern part of India? Going up towards the Himalayas maybe? I don't know. Tell me, where is it? We liked USA despite the politics. God bless you, bro. Look, politics are politics. You know, people get elected on either side, right? People get elected on either side and, you know, they're not kings, they're not queens. God's in charge. Jesus is in charge. We do our best to love people and live through it all. Politics are crazy. You know, America's got some great things going, got some not so great things going. Every country's the same, right? So we just got to keep loving each other. That's why as Christians, it's not that we're not supposed to be political, it's that we don't find our hope in politics. You know, I can't put my faith in a person who's been elected to fix my life or make my life better. Only Jesus can do that. So I put my faith in him, serve him with all my heart, try to love my family as best I can, you know, try to be as fit as possible so I can be as healthy as possible. So I don't need doctors. So I don't have to trust them either, right? Here we go, what's he say? The old British capital of India. Oh, sweet. Shimla is in the northern part of India mountains. Snowfall, love it. High peaks, beautiful. Mesmerizing views, I don't doubt it. Man, anytime you get into the mountains going into, or the subcontinent of India, connected with just the Asian continent, amazing. I've seen pictures from there. I know people who've traveled through there. I know people who took helicopters over the mountains, and they always bring back photos. It's the most beautiful thing they've ever seen. So I have no doubts. I have no doubts, man. All you gotta do is look around, see how beautiful the world is, and realize God's very creative. He's got a plan for you, so we can get real creative about that too, right? Here we go. Hi there from the Philippines. What's up? Never been to the Philippines. Always wanted to go. really. Lots of friends there. Never been. Yep, hot and dry season is March and May here. I live on the island of, what does that say? Bohol. Beautiful. Somebody said Shimla sucks. Hey man, calm down. Calm down, bro. Keep it chill, okay? Nothing sucks right now. We're being positive, bro. Only positive vibes, okay? Don't come in here stirring all that up. Maybe where you're from sucks, I don't know. But we're just here trying to get positive. I love the Philippines. Filipino food is amazing. The Filipinos can sing too, let me just say. Sing like crazy. So, beautiful islands all over the place. The Philippines are actually a really good ally of the United States. Whether that's positive in your mind or not, doesn't matter. I'm just noticing it. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying, it's a reality. But I know lots of people who do missionary work in the Philippines. I know there's a lot of Christians in the Philippines as well. But they go out to a lot of the islands that are pretty secluded, help kids, help kids who are in hard areas, and a lot of places in the Philippines like that you can only get to by helicopter or boat, right? So, pretty amazing. People live out there, make their lives. It's amazing. So, let me see what we got here. Shimla was actually well planned under British rule. Now it's just a pile of unplanned chaos. That's unfortunate. Trashy, dirty, and badly managed. I mean, you may be completely right, man. You may be completely right. I know the British, just the colonization in general, is not always seen as a positive thing. Those things come with good and bad. A lot of people get hurt. I get it. But one thing that does usually come with at least the British is well-run systems. They're really good at systems. So sometimes when they leave, those systems break down. I lived in Africa for some years too, southern part of Africa, where the British were. It's the same thing. Great institutions that they started, but when they left, things start to break down because it's different cultures, right? Different frames of mind, ways of looking at the world. That's why colonization doesn't always work well. One culture is trying to push onto another culture. They always mix, right? A lot of people get hurt in the process. It says, Shimla is a slum now. Yeah, there's a lot of parts of the United States that are like that. Where I'm from originally actually is beautiful in some places, very poorly managed in other places. Lots of violence. A lot of people getting hurt on a daily basis, which is always sad, right? Lots of poverty. So that's always unfortunate. Where's everybody else from? Anybody else joining in? Anyway, we're talking about fitness. If you want to talk about that, that's what I do. I'm a coach. I coach people. I'm also a pastor. I don't pastor a church. I used to pastor a church, but now I typically pastor people through health, fitness, counseling, stuff like that. So that's what I do for a living. I also help run a nonprofit here in the western part of the United States that's geared towards helping get women and children out of sex trafficking, right? And on the road to recovery from that. So, but fitness is the thing I do most days because specifically in the United States, so many people are unfit, so many people are overweight, dying. Something like close to 1 million people will die of heart attacks in the United States this year. Diabetes is pretty high. Oh, that's pretty crazy. So, doing our best to try to help people to avoid, through lifestyle change, what is avoidable. But, let me see. All right. So, we're just moving along now. Sorry, trying to play with this. I don't do a lot of lives. I'm getting used to it. It's getting hot now. It's getting hot now, so I'm trying to keep myself from passing out here. Anyway, got a few people still on with us. Where are you guys from? There's 2 of you still on. Where are you guys from? I think I see Elena Chiv, 1. Where are you from? I don't understand that. Just chasing their own bag. Weird people. What does that mean, man? Who's chasing their bag? I don't understand. Or is that, are you prompting like a bot? I don't know. There's a lot of bots out there. I saw something the other day that said probably more than half of the internet traffic around the world is bots now. Isn't that crazy? Your first text got removed. Why'd your first text get removed? Because you said sucks maybe? I don't know. I didn't remove it. Look, I'm new to all this, man. I'm just trying to help some people get fit, love God, change their lives. If you've noticed around the world, there's a lot of people coming to know Jesus around the world, like in Iran and other kind of Asian Muslim countries moving across the Middle East. So it's kind of crazy. It was anti-India. Hey man, anti-India. Don't need to be anti anybody. You know what I'm saying? You can have your opinions. That's the whole free speech thing. That's a big fight here in the United States. Free speech. You're allowed to say what you want to say, right? I actually would fight for your right to say it, but you don't get to complain when you get consequences for what you say, right? That's how, at least that's the way the American system works, or supposed to work. Is that, hey, you're allowed to say whatever you want to say. You can offend as many people as you want. You just don't get to be offended when they come back at you, right? Because now you're a baby, right? So let's keep it positive, right? So is anybody out there for the new year? You guys starting any fitness journeys? You guys do anything new for the new year to help change your life in a positive way? Right? I know we got some guys on here from India, which is potentially really late there. So you should probably be going to bed anyway. But we'll just keep walking, just keep moving. Yeah, it's crazy. I saw that stat that somebody said 50% of the internet traffic is potentially bots, which is crazy to think that that many people are, or just that much activity is just not even real people. I'm hoping that the 1 or 2 people on here are actually real people. So this whole live thing is a little strange to me. I'm not used to really inviting people into my activities. All right, just got a call. Anyway, like I said, this whole live thing's a little strange. I see people just get on here and just like sit and like do stuff and, you know, answer questions. What do people who tune into this stuff, why do you tune into lives? Like, what are you looking for? Like, what are you interested in? If you're watching people on live stream, Are you just looking for information? Are you looking for entertainment? What is it, you know? So like I said, it's a little strange for me because I'm just, I'm more of a coach. Don't necessarily, and I'm more of a to myself person. So I don't always invite people in, but maybe it's something new. We'll see. I'm gonna go for about 5 more minutes here, and we'll keep pressing forward. Welcome, welcome. Somebody else just joined in. Appreciate you joining in, man. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoy this. Give us a thumbs up. I was talking to somebody earlier today who was really struggling with their motivation to get fit, to take care of their lives. And I was thinking, like, rather than asking, how do I stay motivated? We should be asking ourselves, what actually motivates us? Right? What are the reasons we get motivated? What are the reasons that get us moving? And a lot of that is driven by value and vision. Vision for where I want to be, where I want to see myself. The Bible in Proverbs, I think it's 29:18 says, without vision, people cast off restraint, right? And they go wild, basically. The old version, the old King James Version says, without vision, the people perish. But this version says, without vision, the people cast off restraint. What does that mean? Without vision, you don't have boundaries. You don't have boundaries for where you want to go. If you have a vision for where you want to be, let's say for your fitness or a business, well, achieving that vision will immediately start setting boundaries on what you can and cannot do, what you will and will not do, right? So if you have a vision, according to Proverbs 29:18, if you have a vision, you will have boundaries. And what can that look like for somebody who's trying to get their life straight this year with fitness, right? Trying to get into a better shape. It means maybe there's some boundaries around what you eat, right? Maybe there's some boundaries about when you go to bed, when you wake up, right? Because you're never gonna lose fat by sleeping 4 hours a night, right? Sleep is a biological imperative. You have to sleep. Otherwise you'll go crazy eventually, or you'll have major mental health problems and metabolic problems. So having a vision, let's say my vision for 2026 is by December to be in the best shape of my life. I don't need to weigh a particular amount, but I need to feel my best and to be thinking my sharpest. Maybe I look my best. Doesn't matter what that number is on the scale. Okay? But if that's my vision, then I need boundaries in order to enact this vision. So I need to have a diet that I'm following. I need to have a workout routine that I'm following, that I'm progressively getting better at, right? Probably gonna be lifting weights of some type, doing some type of resistance training. This could be body weight training, where you just use your own body, squats, push-ups, lunges, jumps, sprints, running, pull-ups, or you use weights like machines, dumbbells, barbells, but you have to have some boundaries for those, okay? And you have to progressively push yourself because your body adapts. But those are boundaries, right? I constantly know people, all hard work, that's right. It is hard work. So the biggest thing that I find people who lack motivation to get healthy and strong and fit is that they lack a vision for where they want to be. They just see somebody on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook or TikTok, and they see something they wish they could be. But there's a big distance between where I am now and where I wish to be. The problem is people don't start trying to connect those dots. Motivation is the worst way to try and achieve anything. Why? Because emotions come and go. Motivation is emotion. It's feeling energized about a thing. What happens when you slept 3 hours, kids are crying, bills are due? What are you gonna do? You're just gonna go eat whatever? You're just gonna go drink a bunch of alcohol? No. Well, your motivation's down, so you're gonna train? Motivation's a terrible way to try to push through. Vision, value. If I really value the thing I'm pushing for, it doesn't matter how I feel. Doesn't matter how I feel. Doesn't matter how bad the day was. God's still good. I'm still alive. My vision's still in front of me. I'm gonna pursue it. Half the thing of getting in shape, in the best shape of your life, half of it's mental, controlling your emotions. The other half is easy. Don't eat like a child. Don't eat junk food. Eat plenty of protein. Get plenty of sleep and work out. All right? Work out, be super active. It's not difficult. But we've made it into such a crazy complicated thing. People are trying to do diet for your blood type and, fasting this way or not that way, or vegan diet, only a meat diet, whatever, right? All that's noise. All that's noise. And the thing that outperforms everything is hard work, consistency. All right? I saw a study recently that said, in terms of health in general, if somebody is thin, like hardly any fat on their body, and doesn't work out, they are less healthy than a person who's overweight that does work out. Right? It's a study that came out recently. It was actually a meta-analysis, so it's a study of studies. And what they looked at people who were overweight or obese that worked out, kind of overweight, worked out, and then the opposites of those, obese and didn't work out, overweight didn't work out. And then people who were fit or slim, normal weight, that worked out and didn't work out, okay? They looked at all these, and basically, the health distance between being thin and overweight was pretty narrow. Didn't make a huge difference. Makes a difference, but not a huge difference. But the difference between people who work out and don't work out, the difference was huge, right? Exercise is imperative for the human organism. God created you to move. He didn't create you to sit there and scroll on your phone, even though I'm on the phone now. I'm being active. Scroll on your phone and watch everybody else live their life or get fit. You should be out getting fit. You can scroll while you do that if you want. But the point is hard work. Every drop of sweat counts. Hard work counts more than motivation. Hard work counts more than having the perfect diet or even having the perfect program. Doesn't matter. I can sell you a great program right now, but if you do it halfway, doesn't matter how great the program was. So, exercise is number one. Without it, everything else takes a back seat. If you're trying to be fit, you're trying to live a long time, exercise. Be as fit as you can. If you're trying to go to heaven, give your life to Jesus, right? Give your life to Jesus, to Him alone, to no one else. Serve Him, let Him change your life. You repent of your sins just like I have, and then let God change your life, just like you see happen all around the world. I know in some countries it's a dangerous proposition. I understand that, and I'm always sorry for that, but God promises more blessings for those who sacrifice to know Him. So you're in a special place. If you're in a place where it's really hard, like socially, to be a Christian, just know God's gonna bless you more and more, right? More reason to be fit too, so you can run. Right? I saw a thing where Christians in China were getting fit. They were learning how to break out of handcuffs, learning how to jump out of windows and land safely, because they planned on serving Jesus no matter what, man. Freaking amazing what people will do for Christ. It's amazing what he did for us. But hey, that's it for me today. Hope you had a great day. God bless. We'll tune you back in tomorrow when we're doing cardio. And hopefully you'll join us. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. We appreciate it. Have a good one.